We bring you the latest edition of MBC News. You are with me, Romeo Umari. Coming up this morning. President Mutharika dismisses reports linking his administration to political arrests. Government is set to enhance policies that will speed up stabilization of the country's economy. Gorilla vaccination campaign rolls out in districts that have registered substantial cases of the disease. In our first story, President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika wishes to inform Malawians that he held a telephone conversation with the Malawi's 6th President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, and discussed matters of national interest. The call was initiated by Dr. Chakwera, who expressed concern over the recent law enforcement actions linking them to political arrests. In a statement, Presidential Press Secretary Kate Maulidi said the president noted that while the previous administration oversaw numerous high-profile arrests, many appeared to be politically motivated maneuvers conducted without sufficient evidence, resulting in a notable lack of successful convictions. On this, President Mutharika reminded Dr. Chakwera of the pattern of arrest during his 5-year tenure, which targeted several high-ranking members of the Democratic Progressive Party and other officials. The Malawi leader has assured the former leader that the current administration is guided strictly by the rule of law, adding that the law enforcement agencies are now operating with full independence, ensuring that the arrests are made solely on the basis of clear and credible evidence. President Mutharika has since emphasized that individuals arrested under the current legal framework will not be left to languish in the system. The government is committed to ensuring that all cases are brought to trial swiftly, upholding the right to a fair and timely administration of justice. The president says he remains steadfast in his resolve to allow law enforcement agencies to carry out their duties without interference, reaffirming that the era of political arrests has ended. Now, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Charles Mhango has challenged state prosecutors in the southern region to be ethical by refraining from misconduct that can sabotage the vision of the ruling DPP-led government. The minister made the remarks during a familiarization tour to the State Advocate Chamber in Blantyre. James Kajepa reports.
As part of familiarizing the minister's officers in the southern region, the minister visited State Advocate Chamber in Blantyre. After the interaction with the members of staff, the minister challenged them to uphold the highest levels of professional conduct.
We as a government, we as DPP, we recognize that this is a multi-party dispensation. We have got no business to harass anybody on the basis of political affiliation. However, at the same time, as we extend that olive branch to those who didn't vote for us, I am also pleading with them that they should not use their political colors when coming to the offices of the government to frustrate the ideas, vision of His Excellency the President and the DPP. They should not use their political affiliation to sabotage the visions and programs of the government. And I did warn, that if anyone is found, our intelligence tells us that they are using their political affiliation to sabotage and frustrate the government, then they have crossed the red line and will not tolerate that one.
However, the minister applauded the leadership at the offices for its innovative initiatives aimed to improve service delivery.
Impressed me most is that they've actually dressed their staff. They've bought what they call uniform, but for me, I wouldn't call it uniform. They've bought suits, court suits or court dress, what we call barristers' suits, barristers' dress for all the lawyers, a very expensive dress. They've bought suits for drivers and the messengers who save documents. I'm very impressed because when I saw the suits, when there was their dress code here, it actually presents a very good picture of the government of Malawi and its officers. And I think let me publicly congratulate the director who manages this office.
In her remarks, the Director of Criminal Litigation at the Chamber, Josephine Gwaza, described the visit by the Minister as a motivation.
The Honourable Minister's visit to our office is a great honour to this office, encouraging, inspiring, and it has greatly motivated the staff.
Comprising of paralegal and state advocates, the Chamber handles all criminal prosecutions across all districts in the southern region. James Kachepa, MBC News, Blantyre.
Government says it will enhance policies that will speed up stabilization of the country's economy. Speaking in MBC's Zachitika program on the recent fuel price hike, Minister of Information Shadrack Namalomba said it is within the plans of the government to ease the suffering of Malawians by providing solid economic solutions. We have a report by Geoffrey Jinawa.
The Minister of Information and Communications Technology, Shadrack Namalomba, said as government works on the economy, households should embrace budgeting. Namalomba, who is also government spokesperson, said the solutions government is putting in place will ensure continuous availability of fuel and will also stabilize the inflation rate and lower the interest rate. One of the panelists during the program, Said Jackson from the Malawi College of Accountancy, has urged government to put in place mechanisms that will boost exportation of goods and services. Over the week, the Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority MERA adjusted upwards fuel prices. Jeffrey Chinawa, MBC, Blantyre.
The Ministry of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare has commended the development partners, including the African Development Bank Group, for recognizing the strides Malawi is making in promoting gender equality. Spokesperson for the ministry, Zomwe, was reacting to the group's 2025 brief analysis on gender equality and women empowerment, indicating that Malawi is making notable progress in promoting gender equality on the African continent. Moyo highlighted combined efforts from legal structures and political will as the major driver of this remarkable development. We have a report by Grant Mhango.
The 2025 African Development Bank brief analysis on gender equality and women empowerment indicates that Malawi is making notable progress in promoting gender equality on the African continent. According to the report, Malawi has also achieved a better score for the social dimension and demonstrates progress in the economic dimension. However, the report notes that slow progress in the areas of women empowerment and representation in decision-making positions has negatively impacted the overall score. Foundation for Children's Rights Executive Director Jennifer Mkandawire challenges social construction and norms which portray the male gender as superior to their female counterparts as some of the major challenges requiring improvement.
Cultural and patriarchal norms, which has largely taught young girls from a young age that leadership is men's work, which will limit their participation and confidence and ambition in making sure that they are participating in social and political roles. That has led to making many women follow off.
NGO Gender Coordination Network Chairperson Maggie Katevera Banda has called for strong collaboration in the promotion of women participation in various decision-making positions.
The opportunity still exists that we have the law, because that's the starting point. Yeah. So, for example, public appointments, we have the law. So let's take advantage of the law to do the right thing. And then in terms of the other elective positions, at least there was an attempt that was made in 2019. And then, of course, the current leadership also talks about gender equality. That is also another opportunity.
On her part, Ministry of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare Public Relations Officer Linda Moyo says the analysis is a major boost towards addressing challenges affecting achievement of women empowerment and representation in the country.
There are very good efforts that are being done to make sure that women representation and women empowerment is done, so that when the reports are coming in, I think Malawi would be on top as well when it comes to women representation and women participation.
The current progress is in line with the 2024 UN Women's Economic Empowerment Strategy, which, among others, notes that while the world has done greatly in ensuring equality in access to economic resources, structural barriers and discriminatory laws are still existing. Grant Mhango, MBC News, Mzuzu.
You're watching MBC News with me, Romeo Omari. A reminder of our top stories this morning. President Mutharika dismisses reports linking his administration to political arrests. Government is set to enhance policies that will speed up stabilization of the country's economy. Cholera vaccination campaign rolls out in districts that have registered substantial cases of the disease. Moving on, the Anti-Corruption Bureau has arrested Greenbelt Authority irrigation engineer Chester Chikwere. Acting Director General for ACB, Gabriel Chembezi, has confirmed the development. According to a statement from ACB, currently the suspect is in custody, and after recording a caution statement, he will be taken to court. This arrest follows many other arrests the Bureau has made following allegations of dubious payments amounting to about 36 billion kwacha between Greenbelt Authority and some building contractors. In a related development, former Minister of Information Moses Kunkuyu has been charged with 2 counts of abuse of office and money laundering. The charges were disclosed when Kunkuyu appeared before the Lilongwe Senior Resident Magistrates Court following his arrest on Monday. The state alleges that Kunkuyu instructed the Malawi Post Corporation to release over 14 million kwacha for the rehabilitation of classrooms and boreholes in Idedza and Karonga districts. However, part of the funds is alleged to have been diverted for his personal use. Meanwhile, the court has since granted Kunkuyu bail after the state requested 14 days to complete investigations and to obtain consent from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. One of Kunkuyu's lawyers, George Jivaswani Kadzibatike, has welcomed the court's decision.
The court has given the state 21 days within which they have to obtain consent from the Director of Public Prosecutions. You know, the case of abuse of office requires that the state must obtain consent from the Director of Public Prosecutions, who is the head of criminal law in Malawi. So the court has given them 21 days within which they have to obtain that consent. Then after that, the state is going to file a notice of adjournment where the court is going to give us a date on which we have to appear before the court for plea. The court has also indicated that we should be served with disclosures within the same period of 21 days.
As a way of containing further spread of cholera, Blantyre District Health Office has rolled out a cholera vaccination campaign in Chiromoni Township. Chiromoni was selected as it is one of the cholera hotspots. More in this report by Alu Fisher, but read in our studios by Ruth Janangwa.
MBC Sport Check at Zingwangwa Market uncovered that the market is struggling with a damaged sewer tank that has been releasing refuse into the... As of Wednesday, Blantyre DHO cholera daily update shows that Blantyre had recorded 17 cholera cases with 1 death. According to the update, 9 of these cases were recorded in Chiromoni Township, hence the need to have the residents vaccinated. Apart from Chiromoni, Blantyre DHO is also scheduled to administer the vaccine in Bayani, Chirimba and Chileka townships. One of the residents in Chiromoni, Benjamin Jimo, had this to say after getting vaccinated at Mulunguzi ground in the area.
This outbreak is very dangerous, so we need to be extra careful, very careful. Like, we don't need to look down on ourselves. We need to encourage ourselves to come and get vaccinated. To all my fellow youths, don't look down on yourself. Come and get vaccinated. That's the way we can prevent this outbreak. and it's very necessary for us to prevent this outbreak and for all instructions that will be given to us by medical assistance.
As of Tuesday this week, the Ministry of Health and Sanitation reported that nationwide the country recorded 33 cholera cases with 2 deaths. The number of districts affected by cholera outbreak has increased to 11, up from 9, with 7 districts reporting cases within the last 28 days.
Mangochi District AIDS Coordinating Committee has expressed concern over low uptake of antiretroviral therapy among young people, describing the trend as a challenge in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Chairperson for the committee, Enoki Chingamire, has told MBC that despite achieving a 7.1% HIV prevalence levels down from 19%, youth reluctance to access the services is worrisome as most of them are sexually active. According to Chingamire, there is a need to invest more in the health sector in the wake of aid scaled down by some donors in the health sector. Francis Banda has filed this report read by Dave Umar.
As Malawi continues to receive praise for achieving the 95-95-95 target by the year 2025, stakeholders in the health sector in Mangochi have expressed concern over the low number of young people receiving life-prolonging drugs. Speaking in an interview with MBC, Mangochi District AIDS Coordinating Committee Chairperson Enoki Chingamire attributed the low youth uptake of the ART treatment to fear of stigma and discrimination from the society, as well as the long distance to service provision facilities. Chingamire believes there is need for stakeholders to scale up efforts in the fight to turn the situation around in the wake of donor aid reduction.
Malawi as a country, we are struggling with the uptake of ARV services or HIV services in general in the youth age category. This is so because not many youth have been tested for HIV. We have a lot of youth who do not know their HIV status right now. And among the youth who know their HIV status, not a good number of them is on antiretroviral drugs. And for those ones who are on ARVs, not a good number of them goes to get their viral load sample collected so that we check on the levels of the virus and to see the effectiveness of the ARVs in their bodies.
In his remarks, Chief Nutrition and HIV/AIDS Officer for Mangochi District Council, Patrick Manyowa, acknowledged the low ART youth uptake, noting that the development is followed by youth failure to strike a balance between the need for them to visit service provision centers, as most of them concentrate on life-improving economic activities.
Basically, as Mangochi District Council, yes, we do have different services pertaining to HIV and AIDS response, be it biomedical as well as non-biomedical. And basically, we do also have some services that are strictly to a certain age group. And for us, as Mangochi, in terms of the factors that are maybe derailing in terms of the uptake of ART amongst the youth, we have some factors that we think they are the ones that are causing this derail in terms of uptake when it comes to ART. And one of them first, you do have issues to do with the stigma.
According to Manyowa, Mangochi District, which has a population of over 1.2 million, has only 54 health facilities where ART service is provided.
In other news, the World Economic Forum, WEF, is underway in Davos, Switzerland, with the top global leaders, business executives and policymakers in attendance. This year's theme is a spirit of dialogue, focusing on cooperation, growth, investment in people, and building prosperity. Addressing the summit, U.S. President Donald Trump seems to have changed his rhetoric towards Greenland when he stated that the United States will not use force to acquire it. European leaders have expressed concern over Trump's aggressive stance, with French President Emmanuel Macron warning against U.S. attempts to subordinate Europe. Well, that item also concludes this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories before we leave. President Mutharika dismisses reports linking his administration to political arrests. Government is set to enhance policies that will speed up stabilization of the country's economy. Gorilla vaccination campaign rolls out in districts that have registered substantial cases of the disease. Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You were with me, Romeo Umari. From the entire newsroom, it is thank you for watching and bye for now.
Good morning, and it's time for weather forecast. We are currently still expecting mostly cloudy conditions to persist over the country, accompanied by isolated thunderstorms and rains, which will be heavy over some parts, especially along the lakeshore and some areas over the central. This is all due to the influence of this high-pressure system, which is still pumping in fairly moist southeasterlies into the country and converging with warm and dry northeasterlies, influencing conditions like cloudy conditions as well as isolated thunderstorms and rains. This is why this morning, cloudy conditions are persisting over most areas, accompanied by foggy conditions as well as isolated thunderstorms and rains. Temperatures are also still feeling mild this morning over most areas, such as Blantyre and Mwanza at 18 degrees Celsius, 23 over Mangochi and Monkey Bay, and 22 over Nkata Bay. This afternoon, we should also expect cloudy conditions to persist over most areas in the south, but generally isolated thunderstorms and rains, which will be heavy over some parts, are expected over the central and lakeshore areas. Temperatures are also expected to remain hot this afternoon over Ngabu and Isanje at 31 degrees Celsius, 28 over Mangochi and Monkey Bay, but we should expect generally warm conditions over the south, the central, as well as the northern part of the country. I'm Tepwa Kutagumudu. Be wise, be weatherwise.
Every great club has a story, and every story knows pain.
Chimwe changa ndichoza tsaya ngoma makamaka chifukwa cha masupporters. Masupporters azunzika kwambiri.
Leadership stepped forward with one mission: to restore pride.
Shaba mwamba 2017 nawe ina kumasaba ndawina ngati kuti kukhala captain kukhala kutengesa league sinjoba mwamba kwambiri.
The long road to TNM Super League victory coming soon on MBC.
At the heart of Malawi's development story, in line with our 2063 aspirations, is a community voice that engages duty bearers in meaningful conversations that empower and give hope.
For over 20 years, MBC's Development Broadcasting Unit, an arm of MBC, has worked with development partners in driving the change we all want to see.
With a network of over 100 radio listening clubs across Malawi, our team of experts use social and behavioral change communication to facilitate community-led transformation. From education, early childhood development, health, agriculture, climate change and human rights, we provide a platform that connects communities to solutions and partners to sustainable impact.
DBU collaborates with government ministries and departments, local and international partners in mobilizing communities on